Okay, can you hear me? Am I live? Oh, but can you hear me? What's up, World Wide Web? And this really is the World Wide Web here. We have people who are tuned in from England and France. There's someone from Iceland, Antarctica. Actually, we we don't know where people are from. So here's what we want you to do. Welcome to our Stand to Reason's first Google Hangout on air, and we want you to let us know where you're from. So if you're on YouTube, or if you're on Google Plus here, or on our blog, just maybe throw up a little comment or tweet. Use the hashtag STRask. Tweet, let us know where you're coming from. We're curious on where people are listening from, and maybe even how late you stayed up to tune in to tonight's webcast. So let us know where you're at. But welcome to this live webcast. The thrust of this webcast is a conversation. We do want to have a conversation. Now, obviously, I can't hear your voice, but you can still speak. And there are a number of ways that you can do that. We're going to take live calls here. Here's the phone number, 310-992-7656. Oh, wait. We're not taking live calls? Oh, we're not taking live calls. That's Amy Hall's personal cell number. Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have given that. Just kidding. We're not taking phone calls for tonight's conversation. No, actually, you've got to be social media savvy. So put that rotary phone down and get on Twitter. There are actually 4 ways that you can ask questions tonight. You can get on Twitter, use the hashtag STRask, and send in your questions through Twitter. I got a couple of partners here at Stand to Reason who are helping me kind of monitor all this, and we'll get your question in. You can go to the STR blog. It's str.typepad.com. You can ask questions in the comment section, and those will get to me. You can do it on YouTube. Just type your question out in the comment section, and we'll get that. Or here on Google Plus, you can put up your questions, and they should pop up here on my sidebar, so I'll be able to actually kind of see those and monitor those myself. Okay? So that's how you can interact, and that's really what we want the thrust of this to be, is to be an interaction, a conversation. We want to get your questions, and I'll do my best to offer hopefully a little bit of wisdom and some ideas, practical ideas on how to equip your kids with the truth. So let me just introduce myself very quickly here. I'm Brett Kunkle. I am the Student Impact Director at Stand to Reason. Some of you might be out there thinking, what in the world qualifies this guy to talk to us about raising kids? Well, let me lay out some of my qualifications so that maybe I can build a little bit of trust here. And look, I spent 11 years as a youth pastor doing junior high, high school, and college ministry. Spent 7 years in Southern California youth pastoring, and 4 years in Colorado. So I have local church background, local church ministry background. I spent almost 11 years now at Stand to Reason as a Student Impact Director, so I've been able to work with students around the country. And probably most importantly, I actually have 5 kids of my own. I think it's 5 or 6. You know, I lost track after 3. 5 kids, 19, 12, 11, 6, and 2. So I kind of have every level of development in my household right now. I've got a college student and got one in diapers and everything in between. So that is the experience I have to offer. Look, if maybe you're not convinced, stay tuned in. I'm going to go ahead and make this guarantee tonight that if you implement everything that I say, all the ideas, then I will guarantee that it will result in your kid becoming a super Christian. Okay? And there are different levels of super Christian that we can guarantee here. There's the apologist super Christian. There's the theologian super Christian. Okay, all right. So I can't do any guarantees. Any of us who work with kids, who work with teenagers, who work with youth, who are leading them, who are guiding them, who are teaching them, we know there just are no guarantees at this level. And so what I want to do is offer some practical advice. I'm going to lay out a 4-step strategy here before we take some questions, okay? But there are 4 steps I think that we can take, actually, as parents, as youth leaders or youth workers, as Christian educators, 4 steps that I have used in my ministry and in my home that I think will help us in terms of equipping our young people, our kids and our students with the truth. And so here's the 4-step strategy. Number 1, you and I have to elevate our expectations. See, it starts with you and with me. We have to elevate our expectations for young people. I think that's the first thing that we must do. When it comes to their discipleship under Jesus Christ, it's time to raise the bar of expectations. Look, when it comes to their academics, maybe when it comes to their success at sports or their extracurricular activities, we raise the bar pretty high. So we expect that our kids are going to come home with certain kind of grades, and if they don't have the grades we want them to have, we're going to expect that they're going to do the study they need to do. We don't care if it's fun or entertaining. We say, no, do the hard work so that you can get the grades, or you can make the team, or you become a starter, or whatever. We have high expectations in these other areas. How many of us have just as high, if not higher, expectations for the spiritual development of our kids and for their discipleship? And so that's the first thing, is we have to raise our expectations and realize our kids are a lot more capable when it comes to their knowledge of Christ than we often think they are. They're capable of so much. So elevate your expectations. Number 2, I'm going to encourage us to focus on equipping their minds. The mind plays a central role in our transformation. What's Paul say in Romans 12:2? Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. The mind is central in our transformation, and I wonder if maybe we don't see the transformation not only in our kids' lives, but even in our lives, that we would expect to see of people who are in relationship with the Creator of the universe, with the risen Jesus. Maybe we don't see the kind of transformation we would expect to see because we've lost the role of the mind in our spiritual transformation. So we've got to equip our young people's minds. And no, it's not just all about head knowledge. You hear that pushback all the time. Of course, it's about the transformation of the whole person, but the mind plays a central role in that. So we equip their minds specifically with theology and apologetics. We need to teach our kids what we believe and why we believe it. And then, third step is give them opportunities to articulate it. And that leads to the third step of my strategy. Number 1, elevate your expectations. Number 2, equip their minds. Number 3, engage them in experiences. This is where we have got to be intentional to take the training out of the classroom and figure out how to get it into real life. How we can engage our young people in real life conversations. And I've got some practical ideas on that. And then the 4th step is that you have to embody what you teach. Notice it starts with us, elevate expectations, and it ends with us. We have to embody what we teach. Can't just tell our kids, hey, this is what you need to do, go read this book, go read that book. No, it has to be something that we are growing in ourselves. And we have got to realize that we can only take our kids as far as we've gone. And so we have got to embody the truth and grow in this stuff as well. So anyway, that's just a strategy that I've laid out now for, I don't know, the last 10 years or so that I've developed that is really part of a larger talk I do called Who's Waiting for Your Kids. It's actually a talk I do. It's a seminar I've done, a Who's for Your Kids seminar, where I lay these out in much more detail. And so if you want to hear more about my specific strategy on that stuff, you can go to my podcast. It's Bulletproof. Go to str.org. You'll see it on the homepage. You can click on the Bulletproof podcast, and there I lay out more some of the practical strategy and ways that we can do this. Okay, so that's my introduction. We're going to start going through some of your questions. Looks like some of you are telling us where you're at. Jacksonville, Arkansas, Jackson, Mississippi, Granby, Connecticut, Dallas, Texas. Let's see. Oh, I get the names here too. Nate Hyber, Chris Barnes, Danny Johnson in Texas. Good to see all of you from all over. Okay.